Hello dear friends, I am Avadhesh Pratap Patel and I welcome to all of you in another video on the history of Chhattisgarh. Today in this video we are going to talk about Pandu Dynasty. We already have started and covered the important events regarding this dynasty in our previous video. We already have talked about the important events up to the rule of Indrapal. Today in this video we are going to continue ahead of that. So when the Indrapal died, three people were ruling at three different places, and historians do not have a consensus that who directly succeeded Indrapal. So these three people were Nandaraj, Ishandev and Bhavadev. Well, Nandaraj was the younger brother of Indrapal and Ishandev and Bhavadev were his sons. Later on, somehow, Nandaraj became the ultimate successor and he was succeeded by his son Mahashiv Tivardev. Well, Nandaraj also had two sons. The elder one was Mahashiv Tivardev, who inherited the throne according to the theory or the principle of primogeniture, and his younger brother of Mahashiv Tivardev was Chandragupta. Later on, Mahashiv Tivadev was also succeeded by his son Nandaraj II, and Nandaraj II was childless, and in this way he was succeeded by his uncle Chandragupta. Chandragupta had a very short tenure. He ruled only for 5 years and he was succeeded by Harshgupta. Harshgupta was married to the princess of Mokri dynasty, Vasata Devi, and they had a son who succeeded them, and he was Mahashivagupta Balarjuna. Mahashivagupta Balarjuna is one of the most important rulers of the entire history of Chhattisgarh. So now we will deal with all the rulers of Pandu dynasty one by one. So have a screenshot of this page. Now let's move on and let's talk about Nandaraj the First. As I already have mentioned that after the death of Indrapal, three different people were ruling at three different places. These people were Nandaraj, Ishandev and Bhavadev. Nandaraj was the younger brother of Indrapal and he was ruling at Sirpur. Ishandev was ruling at Kharaud and Bhavadev was ruling at Bhadrak. Historians do not have any consensus that what happened afterwards. Somehow, either by defeating Ishandev and Bhavadev or by their concurrence, Nandaraj ultimately became the successor. And he adopted the title of Rajadhiraj according to Aurang inscription. So Nandaraj the First ultimately succeeded Indrapal and he adopted the title of Rajadhiraj according to Aurang inscription. Nandaraj the First was succeeded by his son Mahashiv Tivardev. Actually, he had two sons, Mahashiv Tivardev and Chandragupta. But we know that Hindu dynasties have always followed the concept or the theory of primogeniture, according to which the elder son becomes the king until and unless he is suffering from a disability. So Nandaraj the First was succeeded by his elder son Mahashiv Tivardev. So have the screenshot of this page as well. Now let's talk about Mahashiv Tivardev. So Mahashiv Tivardev succeeded Nandaraj the First. Here the word Mahashiva was his title and Tivardev was his name. The word Mahashiva indicates that he revived the Sharapuriya tradition of adding Maha into the title. And here the title Mahashiva indicates that he was a sovereign ruler. The word Mahashiva or the title Mahashiva does not indicate that he was a Shaivite, but it indicates that he was a sovereign ruler. He was a staunch Vaishnavite, he was a devout Vaishnavite, and he had got Garuna inscribed in his royal emblem. So the word Mahashiva does not indicate Shaivism here, it indicates sovereignty, because Mahashiva Tivardev was a staunch and devout Vaishnavite, and he had inscribed Garuna on his royal emblem. Now, he also adopted the title of Kosladhipati. Kosladhipati means the king of Kosla, the ruler of Kosla or the ruler of Chhattisgarh. And he was the first person of the Pandu Dynasty who assumed the title of Trikalingadhipati. Now, Trikalinga was a region of Odisha adjacent to Chhattisgarh. About Trikalinga, we will talk at length later on in our future videos. But for the time being, you just should know that Trikalinga was adjacent part of Odisha, the part of Odisha which was adjacent to Chhattisgarh. So he was the first person of the Pandu dynasty who adopted the title of Trikalingadhipati. And this title Trikalingadhipati shows that he was conducting military expeditions not only in Chhattisgarh but in Odisha as well. So because of these military expeditions and expansion drive in Odisha region, he adopted the title of Trikalingadhipati. So have a screenshot of this page as well. Let's move on. Well, because of these extensive military campaigns in Odisha and Chhattisgarh, he is known as the most powerful king or one of the most powerful kings of Pandu dynasty. According to Banda inscription, he was so great that the kings having the title of Panch Mahashabda used to roll over his feet. Now this title of Panch Mahashabda was made up of 5 subtitles. The 5 subtitles were Mahapratihārpida, Mahasandhi Vigrahika, Mahaashvashala, Mahabhandagara and Mahasandhana Bhaga. Here, Mahapratihārpida means excellent warrior, Mahasandhi Vigrahika means excellent diplomat, Mahaashvashala means excellent horse rider, Mahabhandagara means expert in financial affairs, and Mahasandhana Bhaga means expert of administration. So the kings having these titles used to roll over the feet of Mahashiva Tivardeva. He was so great according to Banda inscription. Now, Tivardev was succeeded by Nannaraj II, who was his son. And the interesting thing here is that Mahashiv Tivardev also had a daughter, and he married off his daughter to a person whose name was also Nannaraj. This was a strange incident, or I should say coincidence. So have a screenshot of this page as well. Now let's move on. Okay, now the question arises that what happened to Mahashiv Tivardeva? So Mahashiva Tivardeva died fighting against an invader, and that invader was Madhav Varman I, and he died fighting against him at a place called Vishnu Kondi. So he died a glorious death as a warrior in the battlefield. Now let's talk about Nannaraj II. Actually, the son and successor of Mahashiva Tivardeva adopted the name of his grandfather Nannaraj, and in this way he was called Nannaraj II. And this information has been corroborated by Adbhar copperplate. So according to Adbhar copperplate, Mahashiva Tivardeva was succeeded by Nannaraj II. Now, he also adopted the title of Mahanannaraj, as was the tradition. So he adopted the title of Mahanannaraj, and he was a staunch Vaishnavite. He lost some areas in Odisha, but he compensated that loss while expanding in Maharashtra. And in his expansion, he was extremely helped by his commander-in-chief. His name was Devrakshit. So he was not as formidable a warrior as his predecessors. He lost some regions in Odisha, but somehow he compensated that loss by winning the regions in Maharashtra. And in this expansion drive, he was extremely aided by his commander-in-chief, Devrakshit. So Devrakshit was the commander-in-chief of Nanraj II, who played a very important role in his expansion drive in Maharashtra. He was childless. That's why he was succeeded by his uncle Chandragupta, the younger son of Mahashiva Deva. So have a screenshot of this page as well. Now let's move on. Let's talk about Chandragupta. So the first very important information regarding Chandragupta is that he was the younger brother of Mahashiva Deva. He faced a tough time because he had to retrieve the areas snatched by the invader Madhavarman. Apart from that, sensing that the central authority of Pandu Dynasty was weakening, some Samantas had started rebellion. So he was also tasked with suppression of those Samantas. So he was having the twin task. First, of retrieving the lost areas, lost regions, and second, suppressing the rebelling Samantas. And he performed both the tasks very excellently. Although he ruled for a very short period of 5 years, and he was succeeded by his son Harshgupta. So that's all about Chandragupta. Have a screenshot of this page as well. Now let's talk about Harshgupta. As far as Harshgupta is concerned, he was the son and successor of Chandragupta, and he was married to Mokri princess Vasata Devi or Vasata Devi. So he was married to Mokri princess Vasata Devi. Vasata Devi was the daughter of Mokri king Suryavarma. Suryavarma was ruling in Magadha at that time. So it was a very important achievement for Harshgupta that Harshgupta was married to the daughter of Mokri king Suryavarma of Magadha. The princess name was Vasata Devi. The life of Harshgupta, although was very short, but before he died, he held the title of Trikalingadhipati and Prak Parmeshwara. So the title of Prak Parmeshwara and Trikalingadhipati was held by or assumed by Harshgupta as well. So he lived for a very short time and died soon after his marriage. In his memory, his queen Vasata Devi started the construction of a Vishnu temple. And this Vishnu temple was later on known as Lakshman temple. And the Lakshman temple is an excellent example of later Gupta architecture because it is made of red bricks. So the tenure of Harshgupta was very important. So have a screenshot of this page as well. So in this video, that's it. In our next video, we will talk about legendary king Mahashivagupta Balarjuna, and we will talk about other aspects, cultural and social and economic aspects of Pandu Dynasty, Pandu Empire. So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.